like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause. I get everyone involved. I feel like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause. I get everyone involved.
Morning, morning, morning. I should be wearing my green jersey today. Let's go, Jets, man. We have life in New York. So not to get too carried away, but you got to agree that Aaron Rodgers looked like Aaron Rodgers.
A little bit. He showed some flashes.
Oh, dude, getting out of the pocket, moving around, throwing.
He showed some flashes.
Just
but, I mean, I think the Patriots showed us who they actually are.
Well, no, the Patriots have always been defensively good, so you can't take that away from them. They've always stayed in games defensively. Offensively, they're atrocious. They have been for years. I think that's still a hangover from, our friend Bill Belichick drafting the wrong people and stuff like that. But good morning. If this is your first time here, not sure why, but this is the Nudelberg Daily Huddle. This is your place to come for coach talk. We talk people up. We talk into them. We get them to get 1% better. And on Fridays, we do it with a guest. And today's guest is an absolute icon in my mind, a fantastic human being, a guy that built a company called The Art of Shaving, which you might be able to tell I was a huge fan of. I had the opportunity to work with him. Eric Malka will join us shortly. But in the world of football, we got good stuff going on, or at least I do. Shay, you're a baseball guy. Wow.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of history last night. Never happened before. Shohei Ohtani, 50 home runs, 50 steals. Well, now I guess 51 and 51 in a season. Never happened before. You hear a lot of there's a lot of guys that go in the 40-40 club, things like that, get close to that, Barry Bonds, things like that. But yeah, 50-50 is pretty special.
So I just got to share this. I know the other day, it might be yesterday, you were on with the boys and they asked you to say something and you didn't really say anything. I had 5 presentations, in-person presentations this week in 4 days. So we've been jamming. Yesterday when I did my presentation, or it might have been the day before, I introduced Shay up front, which I try and do now, make it a point to say how great he is with us and for us. And we went around the room. People were saying, tell me something good. It came to Shay. And he did not say anything. he just stood there and he goes, and Bob's your uncle.
I'm a robot.
Oh my God. It was so funny. What a great start. Shay, thank you for all you do. I know this week was crazy driving, crazy to be in person every day, but it worked. It was great.
Well, speaking of in person, we were in person yesterday.
Yeah, man, it was. So I love, everybody knows, I've posted a bunch about the fact that I'm working with Amaret Bank. The culture there from the top down is we're going to make all of our people better. And so they are committed to bringing, talent around their talent. And I'm fortunate to be one of those people. So yesterday was unique. This is career week for them. They had classes all week and they asked me if I would participate. Of course I would. They asked me to speak specifically about time management and LinkedIn. And I know that Mark and Jake talked about LinkedIn yesterday and while they were in Rochester speaking to that hotel group. Man, the eyeballs, the shift from people that we saw yesterday from an audience of people who normally don't get training. This was some HR people. This was risk people. This was not a revenue group. This was a life group. This was people who want to get better at living their lives. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to Becky Castillo, who is leading the pack of everybody there in Amaret. If you have not met her, have a virtual coffee with her. She's a rock star. And that's the feedback I'm getting from everybody that meets her. So anyway, we have a Friday tradition. Give me that Friday song. Woo, I love that song. So we talked
Daily
to everybody.
affirmation.
What's that? Yeah, no, we talked to everybody yesterday about, the power of pouring into yourself, investing in yourself. Number one way to do that is with a daily affirmation. Show me today's. Shay, you want to read it?
Sure, why not? Today is a phenomenal day. I am turning down the volume of negativity in my life while simultaneously turning up the volume of positivity. I'm filled with focus. I'm not pushed by my problems. I'm led by my dreams.
Just good stuff.
I think it fits this guy.
Yeah, it totally does. Can't wait to bring my friend Eric Malka on. So let's wake it up. Let's get his walk-up music, and then stay tuned. Fasten your seatbelt, because it's going to be a close shave with Eric Malka.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe this now listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in there. No more about to thinking. Time of thinking ahead. Come on.
All good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop, smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard, you never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight.
Boom! Good morning, Mr. Eric Malka. Welcome to the Huddler in the Hot Seat.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
We go way back. So for the sake of the audience who does not know you, and shame on them, who is Eric Malka?
Oh, who is Eric Malka? That's a good question. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an immigrant. I'm now an author. I'm definitely an investor these days. Most known for founding The Art of Shaving and selling it to a big boys. And that's the rest.
I do. So there's a wide range of things I want to do today. So the story of so we know each other a long time. Like I said in the opening, we've done business. I consider you to be a very dear friend. The story of how you started The Art of Shaving with your beautiful wife, being an immigrant, all the odds were stacked against you. The short story of how you started it will tell people everything they need to know about Eric Malka.
All right. Well, this short story is it started in 1985. Sold a couple of vinyl records, bought a Greyhound bus in New York City. I was 17 when I arrived at Port Authority with $100 in my pocket, undocumented, immigrant. And 24 years later, I sold my company to Procter & Gamble. The way we started The Art of Shaving was it was coincidence. I got a job in the industry of men's grooming in New York, traveled to London and saw shops that were operating, selling old accoutrements and shaving customers. And I thought, why not bring this to the US and adapt it to the US market? Now, fortunately, my wife, who's my partner as well, has impeccable taste, created some incredible products, built a beautiful store. And we opened the Art of Shaving store by selling our car for $12,000. And the rest is, it's in the book. I guess.
I mean, when I've introduced you to people, the preamble is This dude sold his BMW for 12 grand to open up a store on Madison Avenue. I mean, if that isn't the entrepreneurial way, what is? I mean, to give up.
I mean, that's great, bro.
Oh, just classic.
That's gritty.
You know, it's really funny. I was just in London and we stayed around Mayfair, and all of the shops reminded me of the art of shaving. I said that.
Yeah, that's why,
like, you know, this is where I want to shop.
Part of what I try to teach out there is, you know, the idea is simple. It's the execution that is everything, right? Everybody compliments me for having greatest idea on earth. I'm like, I just saw it. I liked it. But how we executed the idea was the magic.
So businesses generally don't focus on men because men are not good consumers. They're not loyal. They're not. You decided to focus on men first. You decided to get into a category that was pretty much dominated by Gillette.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time walking into your store going, this guy's lost his fucking mind, because the shave cream was like $35. And it was like, you know, but
on Madison Avenue,
there was this person there who told me about the ingredients and about why it was what it was. And, you know, to this day, I still remember you saying to me, I want to deliver the perfect shave. And
that's right.
That was a place where people, now look at you with a full beard, but, you know, that was a place where people used to hate shaving. It was like not a thing.
Well, that was the insight, right? You know, great brands are built on a very, very deep consumer insight. And we were lucky to figure it out very early on, which is men didn't enjoy shaving. They weren't getting a close shave, or they weren't getting a comfortable shave. So we brought all that together to achieve the perfect shave.
So the fun stuff you and I did, I'll never forget it as long as I'm alive, was we did some stuff over at the tennis tournament in Key Biscayne, and we actually had people walk in for a shave. Now, I don't know who in this audience has actually sat down and had a hot towel shave, but I'm not sure there's much better in life.
If it's done well, it's amazing. Otherwise, it could be a little tricky. But if you remember, we had Roger Federer.
That's correct. I remember
as a spokesperson. That was like a pinching moment.
I did that. So let's move on. So you build this business, you scale all over the country. You were in basically every mall. As I traveled, I saw it everywhere. And then the idea comes to sell it. I think for most people, most entrepreneurs especially, that's like in the end of the rainbow is like, I want to exit. You hear people talk about exits. Most people have no idea how to exit. Talk us through what that was like, you know, because I know you refer to it in the book about like you almost sold it and then you almost didn't sell it. And, you know.
It got hairy at the end.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. But, you know, almost every entrepreneur I meet wants to build their company and sell it. But statistically, I mean, only a small fraction will ever achieve that goal. And that's really what I try to work on with entrepreneurs, increase their odds by understanding what it means to achieve an exit, how to prepare for it. I was preparing for it 8 years before I exited. I mean, it was just not something that just happened. I had a target price, I had a target time frame, and we hit it right in that ball game. So, you know, what I can say is to entrepreneurs is that you know, there is a methodology to going from idea to big exit, and it's a very small odds of achieving that. So it does require very specific methodologies and elements to get there.
I mean, I can tell you from my experience having exited, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like so overwhelmed that somebody would buy my company. I didn't even know what they were buying, but you talk about execution and being so great at it. Talk to us about how you scale execution, because I think that's something that people here can really get their arms around. One store, great. You and your wife, Madison Avenue, blood, sweat, and tears. 2 stores, 5 stores, 10 stores. Really hard to scale that execution.
It's very hard to scale because, I mean, some of the pitfalls I see with entrepreneurs is they try to scale when they're not ready to scale, right? So it's like trying to run when you're 6 months old, right? You're going to fall on your face. So you need to know when you're ready to scale. I call it the rocket ship, right? Building the rocket ship takes time. Then to launch it, it can go really fast. So for us to scale, you have to be able to transition from small to medium business, or even mom and pop to small business to medium-sized business. And for that, you really need to have the right people in place, the processes in place. You need to have the funding in place. And most importantly, you need to have a scalable business model that you understand clearly. How to replicate that by pouring more money into it so that it continues to expand. And that, I think, is one of the issues with why people have difficulty scaling their business. That's what I hear most from people I coach. I want to grow myself. I want to scale my company. And then we look at their business model and, it's not there, or it's not finished, or it's not fine-tuned. So that's really the work. Also, to really have a big exit, you need more than a business. You need intellectual property. That's really where the value is, right? When you see big sales, they're not buying your stores or your customers, or, they're buying IP, they're buying technology, they're buying trademarks, they're buying patents or proprietary products. And that's something that I try to express to entrepreneurs. Build your IPs. That's what's going to be of value. When I sold The Art of Shaving, I was a big company at that point, but 95% of our purchase price was allocated to goodwill. The rest was irrelevant. The assets were not important.
So what do you think? So you're sitting in as the president of P&G, and I think I remember reading in the book that only him and one other person were really interested in buying it.
Yeah.
The rest of the management team said, "That's a dog, man." So.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I found that out later. But yeah, everybody was like, "Why are you buying this little company? This is we're not in retail, we're not in luxury, we're not, But the two very powerful guys were adamant about it. I mean, the window was small. We were on a collision course with P&G after they bought the Gillette strategically, and they wanted to go after the male consumer, and that was their mission. So we were very lucky, but we had a very small window.
So when people, and I've heard people refer to this all the time, that's my baby, that's what I built, that was my vision. So your baby, so to speak, you sell it, you step away after a bit, and then the brand disintegrates. I mean, it's nowhere near what it was. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree.
How do you deal with that? Like, that was your thing. That was I think it was your legacy, and then boom, somebody else fucks it up.
It's still, listen, maybe I look at it the wrong way. I'm not emotional about it. I wanted to get out of poverty. I wanted to be financially free. And the way to do that was to sell that company to a big player. And that's what I did. And, it wasn't my baby, by the way. I think you and I wouldn't sell our babies in general.
Of course not. Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't my baby. I wasn't tied. My identity wasn't tied to it. My identity was tied to the freedom that I would have by selling it.
Dude, we do this show every Friday. That could be the best nugget of all. Because if your identity is locked up in what you do, you're lost. And that's who you are is much bigger than what you do.
That's right. I don't even like shaving.
Outstanding.
I was passionate about the business because of the execution. It was my passion, my culture of the company, our natural ingredients, our aesthetics, our luxury, our customers, all the things we infuse, the execution of it. I was passionate, which is something I can bring with me to my next gig. Shaving itself and the category and the brand, I'm proud of it, but
You're
you can have it.
Literally, that nugget will live for a while because even Mark, my son, is here. My identity wasn't tied to it. It's brilliant. Let's move on because I knew that we could talk to you for hours. So you decide to take all of your collective thoughts and you put it in a book.
Yes.
1% of the population actually converts their thoughts to books. You did. The name is a banger, an absolute banger. I am thrilled that I have my signed copy. Thank you. And I cherish it. And I told you my takeaway from the book is humility. Like you didn't talk down to me that you did this thing. You gave me thoughts that I should be thinking. You put stuff in my head, which is really what a good coach does. So talk to me about the process of writing a book, putting it out there, and then what is Eric Malka doing now?
Well, thank you for that, because I really didn't want to come across as arrogant in writing a business memoir, which is weird to start with, right? So, I want to become a thought leader and an inspiration to entrepreneurs because I'm a regular guy. I'm relatable. I'm not this figure that's, superhuman. I'm just an ordinary guy that had an extraordinary entrepreneurial journey. And I think that's really what I'm trying to put across there, that it is possible to achieve that dream if you follow certain elements and principles that have served me well.
So it's very interesting for me in my life's journey. I have seen other people have exits and actually get affected by that. They become a different person because they achieve this either financial success or, emotional success or whatever it is. You didn't. To the contrary, I think you got more subtle and more downplayed in this stage of your life. How does that happen? How do you manage success?
I think, you don't become a jerk. You don't become a nice guy, right? You have to be that along the way. I think it was humbling for me to have been the recipient of such a lucky break in my life, right? It's like, how lucky can I be? I'm 40 years old and I've achieved all of my dreams, beautiful home, a beautiful family, beautiful, financially living in a beautiful place, healthy, everybody's, how lucky and humbling can that feeling be? It's gratefulness, I think, at the end, right?
Yeah, I will tell you, one of my favorite times was celebrating with you out in your backyard with a bottle of champagne, man. It was like, dude, this is how it's supposed to be, man. Just like, so tell the audience if they want to get in touch with you, or where are you spending your time now? How can the huddlers here help Eric Malka?
So you can go to ericmalka.com and you'll see everything I do, and you can reach out to us. I'm involved with a few companies right now, really exciting brands. My goal is to not start a new business and build it and exit it. My goal is to help people that have started businesses scale them and exit, and then help the next guy do the same thing over and over again. So I'm investing, and I'm looking for amazing little companies with amazing people that want to work with us.
Mark Nudelberg,
and also the book.
Mark Nudelberg, are you paying attention? You should get a call from Mark very shortly. Good people, good processes. Let's scale this mother. Awesome stuff. Yes, and the book. Where can they buy the book? Shay, do we have?
So they can They can buy the book at ericmalka.com. They get a signed copy, or on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Target.com. I mean, it's all, you can buy it online.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, having read it, it's a simple read, very similar to my book. I didn't make it too wordy or full of theories and buzzwords and shit. It's right to the point. Short chapters, great quotes, man. The couple of the quotes, you want to be with the big boys, you got to act like the big boys. You got to act like you belong. That and the Gillette ones really got me, which was the best a man can get. Which I'm so thrilled that you got the best, man. You deserve it. You're a super dude. And I can't wait till we can get together, share lunch, maybe at Bal Harbor again. So Helen says hello. Say hello to Miriam. Thank you for spending your time. You're a quality dude.
Thank you, guys.
You got it, brother.
Very much.
Be well. Everybody, have a great weekend. Mark and I will be here Monday morning. Let's go into October.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business.